The most painful twist in this story is also the most ordinary one. Two people can do the same intimate things and mean totally different contracts. Tom Hansen meets Summer Finn at work, and a tiny cue hits like destiny. In an elevator, she recognizes a song by the Smiths, sings along, and steps out. For Tom, that low-cost similarity becomes high-cost proof. Not just, we have taste in common, more like, we have the same life script. That leap is the engine of the relationship. Tom takes sparse, emotionally bright moments and fills in everything missing. He treats a vibe as a verdict. He treats chemistry as evidence of commitment readiness, exclusivity, and long-term fit. In real life, shared music and shared humor do lower uncertainty. They invite more conversation. They do not on their own predict how someone handles labels, promises, or future planning. A second engine is the contract mismatch, and the film makes it loud if you listen. Summer explicitly says she does not want anything serious. Then the relationship keeps moving through sex, sleeping over, routines, and playful closeness. Tom responds as if the category has changed. Summer responds as if nothing was renegotiated. Here is the uncomfortable realism. A boundary statement does not stop bonding. Bodies do not wait for official language. Affection rewards you in the moment, and the moment adds up. One person starts to feel a growing obligation, like commitment debt. The other person feels simple enjoyment, with no escalation implied. Same behavior, different ledger. The film also shows a specific cognitive mistake that relationship educators see constantly. Tom converts contact into contract. He treats accumulated intimacy as if it rewrote the original terms. Without a direct, "so what are we doing now?" conversation, each person keeps operating on their own private definition. You can see this in the IKEA scene, the famous playhouse montage. They walk through staged rooms and pretend they live together. It feels couple-like. Tom reads it as domestic intention. Summer can read it as play, a low-stakes try-on. A simulation is not a decision. The point of play is that you can step out of it. Underneath all of this sits attachment-driven inference, without the movie ever naming it. Tom's destiny script pushes him towards certainty when things are ambiguous. Ambiguity feels like a problem to solve, not a situation to negotiate. So he selectively samples evidence. He notices what supports the romantic story and filters what threatens it. Summer's style keeps the category flexible. Closeness is allowed as long as the definition stays loose enough to protect autonomy. When the breakup comes, Tom experiences it as abrupt. That can happen, especially when one person avoids conflict. Still, most real dissolutions look like a slow weather change. Responsiveness drops. Investment shifts. Then, somebody leaves. The film compresses those checkpoints, and that matters, because out of nowhere is often what skipped conversations feel like in hindsight. Then comes the sequence that may be the clearest visual of a psychological mechanism in modern romance cinema. Tom goes to Summer's party after the breakup. The screen splits into expectations and reality. In his mind, the night is a reconciliation movie. In the room, it is a social event with distance, weak signals, and then a gut punch reveal. That scene captures a forecasting error with surgical precision. People build the future using the most rewarding fragments of the past. The highlight reel becomes a believable prediction. Tom turns hope into probability. An invitation to a party becomes, in his model, an invitation back into the relationship. The painful part is not only rejection, it is prediction error plus identity threat. His internal model is exposed as wrong. That is why the crash is so steep. Afterward, the film's nonlinear structure becomes a lesson about memory. Tom retells the relationship as a self-protective story. First, he frames himself as unlucky, or misled, or blindsided. Later, he revisits the same timeline and finally sees disconfirming details he edited out. Memory is not a neutral playback. It is selection and labeling, shaped by the story you need to survive. One more detail lands hard for anyone who has been on Tom's side. Summer later commits to someone else. The movie treats that as possible without making her a villain. Someone can resist commitment in one relationship and choose it in another. Timing changes. Fit changes. Felt security changes. That does not prove the earlier boundary was a lie or that the earlier partner was uniquely unworthy.